Tom Dent has had 3 hours to reflect upon today's defeat by Elverum 2-0. What are your thoughts about this match?
First and foremost, we knew it was a tough game. They've spent a lot of money, they've had a good winter period, had some good results to start the season. But likewise, we came into the game with a positive attitude. We didn't come here just to shut up shop and try and nick a point. We came to try and get something out of the game. And for 70 minutes, I think we dealt with everything they had relatively okay. We restricted them for chances. We had a spell for 15-20 minutes in the second half where we were the better team. We created more chances. We had a really big chance to take the lead. And then I think 75 minutes came, we got a little bit leggy, and I think the extra time and the factors from this week started catching up a little bit. And unfortunately, Elverum managed to score a goal. But no, it was a positive game for a lot of reasons. We tried something a little bit different. We perhaps were not as offensive with the ball as we would have liked. We didn't have as much of the ball as we perhaps have had in previous games. But we controlled the game in other ways. We were aggressive to defend. We had a really good shape and structure. We stopped many of their main threats at source. So there's a lot of positives to take from the game. While the bigger thing from us is that the players are disappointed with the result, but they're not disappointed with how the game went. They felt that they gave as much in the game as they did, and they did. They felt that they gave a good presentation, I guess, of themselves. And now all we can do is take the lessons from the game and look forward to Brumunddal this time next week.
Were you skeptical in advance about the consequences of this 120 minutes in the midweek?
No, we were confident enough. The work we've done in the pre-season has been very, very good. We obviously made changes in the week to try and protect certain players, and perhaps some players played more than we'd planned on the Wednesday. But we were careful with how we managed the players during the week. Some players you could see had played 120 minutes on Wednesday at certain times during the game. But that's not an excuse for how we lost the game. It's a factor, but it's not an excuse. As we said, Elverum are a good team, and I think as the season goes on, I think teams will struggle more than we did there today. Perhaps if we hadn't played 120 minutes on Wednesday, then things could have been different, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. But at the end of the day, we were confident and we were positive going into the game. We've got a good week coming up now. We have a full week to prepare now for Brumunddal away next week, and hopefully we'll take the benefits from that and be ready come Saturday.
Very early to say, just 2 rounds into the season, but how do we stand, do you think, compared to the other teams?
I think it
should be possible to end up amongst top 7.
It's a difficult group to call at the moment. Actually, if you look at the results from today's game, it was only Elverum and Nybergsund that won. And coincidentally, the 2 teams that lost today were the teams that played extra time on Wednesday. But all the other games were draws, which tells you how tight the league is. I think that, like most leagues, any team can win on any day. But we're certainly up there. There's no question. We've watched, myself and Gary now, over the winter and over the opening weeks. We've watched most of the teams in our group, and there's not many teams that give us a lot of problems or give us a lot of sleepless nights about how we're going to deal with this. We're certainly up there. The challenge now is we have to be consistent with that. We can play as well as we want, as much as we like. We know we have to get points. We know we're always going to score or create chances. So we're definitely up there. We're definitely in consideration for the top end of the table. But it's difficult to say so early where in that top group we stand at the moment.
The list of injuries is not becoming longer, luckily. People are coming back. We saw Lars Martin at training again.
Yeah, it's been more sickness we've had problems with, actually. Lars Martin was sick for a week coming back from Japan. but he's back. He trained with us yesterday. He'll play some minutes on Monday, but not many. Marcus Ballstar has just about recovered from the shock of his life after playing 90 minutes for the first time last Sunday. So he'll get some more minutes on Monday. And the only real injury we have is Sisic at the moment, but he's only a small injury. It was unfortunately late on after the game on Wednesday, so it was too quick a turnaround for today's game, but we're confident he'll be back for next Saturday.
So at the moment it seems that you still have a lot of options for picking a squad, picking a team for the upcoming matches as well. So
There's still, I think Jürgen's proven that today. He didn't start the first game last week. He come in and did a decent job, obviously scoring the equaliser in the 93rd minute always gives us a big plus. But he's come in today and done well. So we have options, and we've said all along that there is not going to be a first 11 and that's it. We've said all along that there's going to be certain players we see for certain games, and there's going to be times where we think a player is better suited for a type of game than someone else. So to be able to have still all the options at this point in the season is fantastic. And I think it's a testament to the players as well, how well they've looked after themselves, how well they've treated themselves and managed themselves, especially on a week like this week where most players have played over 200 minutes of football. So I think it's been a credit to all the players and to the physical staff that we are as full a squad as we are. Touching wood now, that continues because it's a good challenge for myself and Gary to have to try and put a squad together. It's not an easy job at the moment by any means.